Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing another holiday look. This one here is a nice girly pink glittery look for you. Me personally, I'm not into a lot of colors, so when I want to do these looks, I prefer to do them on someone else. So I have here my little sister, and because she has more of like a baby face, really young looking, I wanted to keep this look somewhat wearable for the younger girls, if that makes sense. I mean, she does have a full face of makeup, but I wanted her skin to at least look glowy and not cakey, you know, just kind of light and skin-like. I didn't want this look to be really overwhelming because I knew I was going to be using a lot of glitter, so that's why most of the color, most of the exaggeration is just on the eyes. I really hope that you enjoy this look, so let's go ahead and get started. I always start with these radiance pads from First Aid Beauty. It doesn't have to be this specific brand or anything like that, just something that's going to very gently exfoliate the skin and really cleanse it, prepare it for makeup application. I'm going to start off with a primer and just kind of prime her entire lid. And for her brows, I'm going to take a concealer. This is the Maracuja concealer. I'm just going to carve out the brow, and I like to carve out the brow before doing any sort of color on the brows when I know that I'm going to go for a more natural look. It doesn't make a lot of sense now, but it'll make sense later. You know, I don't like the brows to look really dark and defined, but still defined in a way where it like kind of cleans the brows up a little bit. I have no other way to explain it, so footage is crucial here. I forgot to add a little bit of moisturizer to her, so I'm doing that now, and this is just a really lightweight moisturizer. It's more like water-based from Sunday Riley. And then for her eye cream, this is the Bye Bye Under Eyes. So everything is just really lightweight. Okay, so for my palette, this is the Huda Beauty Nude palette. I'm going to start with the lightest shade. I'm just going to pack that on her brow bone and into the inner corners of her eyes. Eventually, with whatever's left on my brush, it's just going to go all over the lid, so it kind of sets it in place. I'm going to start off by taking this peachy tone, and this is going to go as a transition color, so just go back and forth with a blending brush. I'm not pushing the eyeshadow as far back as I normally do, especially with my eye shape, because I want this to still look really soft and wearable, so you don't have to push it out as far to get anything too dramatic. So kind of just keep this true to your natural eye shape. I do it to mine just to enhance my eye shape, or actually kind of correct it in a way. I like my eyes to look a little bit more pulled back and more almond, as opposed to kind of droopy and round. And then I'm going to go into this really pretty warm burgundy pinkish color, and we are just going to pack that on the outer corner, or like closer to the lash line outer corner area. I am going to be pushing this eyeshadow back a little bit just to kind of define her lid, but try not to make it too dramatic. We want this to still look very wearable and soft for like a younger girl. I'm going to take this beautiful shade, and I'm going to make sure that I wet my brush and apply that to the inner corners of her eyes. I wanted to apply a little bit on the brow bone. As you can see, I kind of did it on one side, but I did not like how it looked at all, so I ended up taking it off, and I do not recommend this for the brow bone because it looked, I don't know, different. Just now I'm going to be applying a glitter glue to her entire lid, and with the same brush that I used to apply the glitter glue, I'm going to take that brush to pick up the glitter from the palette. And both these glitters are very similar, so honestly any of them could have worked. And kind of just pack that glitter on about like maybe half of the lid. You want to make sure that it looks blended into the matte eyeshadows, but then take your finger and kind of pat that glitter on so that nothing is kind of poking. Alright, so now I'm going to move over to her complexion. I know I want to keep the skin really dewy but full coverage. So I'm using this combo. This is the Milk Blur Foundation just to kind of keep her skin looking really soft and young. And then I'm going to add a couple Dew drops from Marc Jacobs. And overall it just gives her complexion soft but still luminous effect. I'm going to go back into the Maracuja concealer. I know that it's full coverage but also very dewy, and we want to just keep the skin looking glowy like I mentioned before, so use something other than matte for this look. And then just taking my beauty blender, just want to make sure that her skin, or I want to make sure that everything is melted onto the skin and looks skin-like. And then to add a little bit of color to her, I'm taking a Nude Sticks in Bondi Bay, and I'm just going to go in and add that to kind of like the contour areas of her face. You just want to give her a little bit of color without exaggerating any features. So, you know, we're not really contouring, we're just kind of bronzing, giving her a little bit of natural color in. Okay, so now I like to let the complexion just sit for a while. I'm going to move back over to the eyes. I'm taking a creamy eyeliner, and I'm trying to stay away from black because black can be a little bit too harsh. So just use something dark, like a dark brown or dark gray, whatever you feel like works best with your eye color. And as you can see, because she has nice beautiful green eyes, we want to make those really stand out, so I'm using just anything that's a little bit warmer. I'm going to apply that to her lash line and both her, maybe about lower third of her lash line as well, and then just blend that out. You want to blend it into the direction of the eyeshadow just so everything kind of harmonizes really pretty. I'm taking that same eyeshadow as before, the darker burgundy-ish color, and I'm going to take that to smoke out the lower lash line where I applied the eyeliner. Once you've done that, I'm now going to move back over to her eyebrows. So now that I had already carved out her eyebrow, it makes it a lot easier for me to find a guide without actually creating one. So now I kind of just find the sharp areas of the concealer as opposed to like making sharp lines with the brow pencil. So it makes it a lot easier and it makes it look a lot more natural. And I try to stay away from creating any horizontal lines. Most of my lines are pretty vertical or going in the direction of her natural brow growth. And then here I'm taking a little bit of glue for eyelashes. I know it's kind of weird, but I always do this to myself and I love the effect. I haven't found the perfect brow gel yet, so if you know of one, please leave it in the comments. I know this is a weird thing to do, but I actually saw it on Instagram, of course, the place where you find your weird makeup hacks. I'm going to move back over to Complexion and apply a little bit of a blush, and I'm sticking to cream products because all I've done is cream so far, and this just gives the skin more dewy effect and a little bit and I feel like the effect is also just a little bit more natural. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm gonna go in with the brow color, and now I want to create a little bit of freckling. Freckles are really nice to do, especially when you are trying to keep the skin looking really natural. Obviously because it looks like you didn't apply as much coverage, and naturally she doesn't have freckles, but it still looks really pretty, especially if you do them right. You know, you want to just make sure that you kind of scatter them randomly, and then I like to take my finger and kind of pat away most of the color and kind of keep patting it around the face so it transfers to another area of her face, so it just kind of gives it a softer freckly effect. And then you just want to go ahead and lightly set that area with powder. I'm mainly just focusing on the areas that do get a little bit shiny for her, but I'm not setting or baking or doing anything like that. We are just keeping things really soft. I like to take a pencil that's a little bit lighter than her skin tone and just apply that to the waterline. And I like to do this because it helps open up the eyes a little bit. Obviously this is for the brows, but you know what, it's fine. And then I'm going to take a bronzer. This is a matte bronzer, but I find it's fine as long as the center of the face has a little bit of glow, and we are going to be using a highlighter anyway, so a matte bronzer is just fine. And this is just to give her a little bit extra color. Remember, we are not contouring. Okay, so here I'm just taking a clean brush and I'm trying to just buff out the eyeshadow as much as possible to maintain the softness, but not really adding any more color. Okay, so now moving over to the lips, I'm just going to take a couple of colors. These are from Nude Sticks, and we're just adding something really soft. We're not trying to make the lips look defined or anything crazy. This is just to give the lips a little bit of color, so it, you know, she doesn't look washed out or anything. Okay, so now I'm going to curl her lashes. You just want to get the most from her lashes without adding too much. So curl the lashes, add a couple coats of mascara, and that should be all for the eyes. Okay, so for the rest of her complexion, I'm taking a little bit of highlighter from this Naked Cherry blush and highlighter set, which I really liked, and I'm going to take that golden shade and just apply that to the tops of her cheeks. And that is pretty much it, you guys. You just want to set the look in place, and she is ready to go. Nice and soft, still really glowy and girly, and I think it's perfect for a holiday event. So I hope that you guys like this look, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see more models. So I hope that you guys like this look, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Mwah.